Every day, someone else decides to become a tutor, and some of those people will become great tutors, and some of those will take longer to get started. But with so many people out there trying to become tutors, it's getting harder and harder to stand out. And people probably question themselves, is it because I need better resources? Is it because I'm not qualified enough? But actually, what I would suggest is the fact that you need to tell your story, and that will really help you get going. My story was, or my story generally begins with the fact that when my oldest daughter started secondary school, I thought she might be, no, it wasn't, it was juniors. When she started juniors, I thought she might be mildly dyslexic, and I'd been on a training course, and I had to do a case study, and the tutor of this course suggested that I had a word with her school. So I plucked up the courage and went and spoke to them. And their response was, well, dyslexia is basically an excuse for laziness, so there isn't really an issue. Oh, okay. And I didn't have the confidence to fight my corner. So I was doing my degree at the time, and I thought, well, if I can learn as much as I can about different learning styles, whatever it is that I learn will hopefully complement my degree, but I can also use it to support her. Not that she ever really wanted my help, but that was my kind of like naive thoughts at the time. And that's how my story begins. And I started telling it originally when people got in touch because I hoped that it would justify my approach to tutoring. It also gave me an opportunity to fill in the blanks while I didn't know what to say. If I kind of said, do you mind if I waffle on a bit and tell you how I do things, why we do things the way we do? And some parents resonated with it. Some parents do kind of like go, okay, that's great. I'll have a word with my partner, my husband, whatever, and I'll be in touch. So that's okay. And you kind of like generally know that's code for thanks, but no thanks. But what you don't want to do is learn to parrot your story because then it just sounds artificial and scripted. You want it to be genuine for every person that you talk to. And for example, when I'm talking to potential new tutors, I'll talk about how when I first started tutoring, I didn't want anyone to know that I was doing it because I didn't want people to know that I'd failed when it failed. Um, and so I kept it quiet. But then word of mouth got out and the business grew and grew and grew. But parents probably aren't interested in that part of the story. So with parents, I'm more inclined to talk about the fact that one of the things I learned on the training course I did about dyslexia was, but I feel it's relevant to everyone, is that if I keep giving you worksheet after worksheet after worksheet, what I'm doing is I'm giving you one place to store that piece of information. Each time we do a new worksheet, the information, that place is getting bigger and stronger, but your brain still only has one place to go to. Whereas if you have the sort of brain that doesn't think in a linear sort of fashion, or you're just sat in an exam and you're feeling stressed and your brain's kind of going, panic, it's now, and it's thrashing around inside your head trying to find this piece of information. The more memories you create, the more likely it is that you're going to learn or you're going to find that piece of information. And I think for the fact that parents realized that actually we weren't just going to be mimicking what they were doing at school. We did appreciate that their child was unique. Their child had their own way of learning. And that was something that kind of offered them confidence in coming on board with us. And so your story is a marketing piece, but it's also a piece to encourage people to get to know, like, and trust you. And so be authentic with it. Don't just use it, like I say, as something that you learn. And then you parrot it off, use it, adapt it, but always be honest, always be true, because your story is what makes you you. And there will be some people that don't want what you're offering, but there'll be those who you are exactly what they're looking for, and you'll be like a breath of fresh air. As if you just create a generalized statement just to try and suit everyone, it's never going to be as effective. So um if you're thinking about growing your tutoring business, think about what's your journey been that's got you here. I mean, my journey now is 14 years strong since I started the tutoring business, but it's over 25 years since I started working in various different educational settings, initially early years, and then with children in an autistic or residential unit for children who couldn't cope in mainstream schools. So my journey has been long and very, very varied. And as it grows every year, I can pick out different parts of it. And you'll find the same as well, that your journey will grow and evolve with you. And record it, make it record it for your own benefit so you can look back and see how far you've come, but also record it so that when parents get in touch and they explain about their child, you can kind of like bring back those memories where actually I've worked with people like this before and this is how I help them. So I hope that's helpful and it wasn't just waffle, but good luck in your journey and I wish you all the very, very best.